Hello guys, Bruce here. Well, we've got a Honda HRA214. This has been in 2 years ago. It came in, would only run with a choke on, I believe. Okay guys, we've got an old Honda HRA214 and it only runs when the choke is on. And it's back. The owner says that the blade won't engage, and to do that, you push this button down, and then move the lever forward like that, so you can run the blade without running the drive. It just doesn't feel like it's either going far enough, and I think it's, well, I don't know yet. But I'm going to put it up on the hoist and see if I can work on it without laying on the ground. So let's do that. These are great lawnmowers, man. This is an older lawnmower that has survived. There's a reason. So pardon me, I got to get in front of you for a minute. Oh man, they heavy. That's why they got to be self-propelled. I want to get it right up there. I'll just let you have a little look underneath there, and then I'm going to do some of my own exploratory work. So let's see up here. When we push this lever and we move it forward, it's this cable right here, which is this cable, which is not the kinked one, which is quite interesting, right? Anyway, I am just going to turn you off and have a little look underneath here, because I'll just be standing in front of you anyway. Alright, I've got a vice grip on the blade engage lever. We'll come back down here, tilt this lawnmower even. Whoop, I've got to do this safely. You guys would never forgive me. So there's the cable. And you can see there's a tiny black mark on there where it moves back and forth. So when the handle is released right behind that bolt, you'll see a worn or a clean piece of cable. But I'm looking in there and I'm seeing chunks of dirt and rocks and stuff, so I'm going to first of all clean that out. Alright, so up underneath here, it looks like there's a bunch of rocks and stuff underneath that clutch. So I'm just going to take the blade off and go to plan B. Okay, holy, there's a big spring on there. So this is from the top down. We've got a plate, a spring, and it looks like a clutch, eh? It definitely looks like a clutch. And there's the Woodruff key, or whatever you want to call that. So we are getting somewhere. But we're still not out of the woods. We have to still take that plate off there. This is quite a bit of stuff here. Let me get my flashlight. I'm sorry for the shakies. So I think I'm going to have to get underneath there and get all that crap out from underneath there, I'm going to have to take those 3 nuts off, and hopefully that'll drop down. This round thing. And they look like 10mm. I hope the whole thing doesn't go sproing when I get those 3 bolts off. Okay, so here we are so far. This was facing up like that, and this is a ball bearing roller with those 3 number 10mm bolts that went up through there. And this is the clutch assembly, right? The spring, the cover, and then the friction assembly. Good. where are we now underneath here? We don't have much left. I would like to be able to just pull that plate down and clean that mess out of there and lubricate our cables. I'm just hoping this is a simple problem, right? Sorry. I'm trying to... I tell you, filming and working is really hard. So anyway, let's see if this pulls out. No, well, it might. Yep. But it's probably connected to cables and who's it's and what's it's. So I'll just have a look at that. Okay, guys, this is the cable that goes to that ring down there. I'll show you that in a minute. And I have just tightened that up from about there. You can kind of see where it was to there. I've got about 4 threads on there. And if... I'm so sorry. So now we have a little bit more movement. Maybe 1/8 of an inch. But now I think even if we get this back together, we can still adjust this a little bit more, right? And that motion is right there on that cable, right there. Let's turn the camera a little bit. From there forward, I've already done a little bit of greasing on this cable. So I think we're there. This stuff is made so well. And I think one of these little mini rocks was just jammed in there. There's a couple. I bet you one of them even has a rub mark on it. It does. All right, well, a clutch is just the opposite of a brake. So I'm just going to throw a little bit of brake parts cleaner on here, if I can. And on the plate too. Non-chlorinated brake parts cleaner. AC Delco. God, how long has it been since I had a... probably 3 years since I did the brakes on my truck. Okay, so my difficulty is compressing this spring. Let me think about this now. That's got to go up, and this has got to go down. Like that. And then the key goes there. So my problem is to compress this. It's not that hard to do. You almost need a little alignment tool. I bet you Honda's got one. But anyway, I'm going to turn the lawnmower upside down so I can push on this. Okay, don't do this at home. I need to push down on it, eh? Woodruff key. Brake plate. Yeah. Oh, Joe, I think I got it. No? I tell you, that Woodruff key slips out of there so easily. I don't know how you do it, Honda. Well, I was worried about oil getting into the top end of the motor, but I'm not worried about that now. There it is. Okay. Okay, tubes, I owe you a million apologies, but what I did was I squished the two plates together in the vise, and I held them with tiny, tiny little C-clamps, and now I'm tightening up the center torque bolt. And then it's just the blade, right? Whew! That was tough. Honda, I'm sure, has a tool that does that. And then of course it's spinning in the housing, so I have to use the impact wrench to tighten it up. Because I used the impact wrench to take it off. There we go. Thanks, guys. Okay, the blade was easy, just these 2 bolts. So it should work. Okay. Well, I had to open the door even though it's snowing out. Gotta breathe. Now, caution. This thing's been upside down. It has a bit of oil in it. I just put some more gas in it because it mostly dripped out. And we're gonna just take a little chance here. We'll just go slow for the first couple of pulls. Okay, tubes, I told you it was cold. Minus 13 Celsius this morning. So anyway, I like to leave all my stuff overnight for the customer instead of having them come just right away, because cooling off and then restarting them when they're cold is a good test. Now, it was in the garage last night, so my garage doesn't freeze, but it was still cool. Now you can see it's cold outside, so I will just start this and see if the blade engages. Go. You'll remember it's a smoker, right? That's pretty cool.